Yo, what is going on, guys? Hey, I gotta say, I'm really happy with the deck. It performed really good, and the only losses I had were because of really like unlucky. Any other deck could have also lost against it, so I'm really satisfied. I believe that we are like, and I'm not capping. I really believe that in this format, we are actually playing the best deck. Maybe not the best deck for going second, but if we go first, there is like a 90% chance or 80% chance that we are definitely going to win the game. And another other deck has that kind of high chance to win a game. Okay, so that's a fact. That's 100% fact, and no one can argue about that. So, but unfortunately, I only won 4 out of 11 dice rolls. So most of the times I was going second, but I was still able to secure a 7-2 standing after day one, and then day two. Let's talk about day one first. So I lost against one Pearly going second, even though I had Dark Ruler. Like Pearly was supposed to be nerfed, right? Pearly was supposed to be nerfed. They were not supposed to go into Noir that easy anymore, but he did. He did, and he did it all the time. Even though I had Droll, even though I had Dark Ruler, even though all of that shit, he was always able to go into Pearly. Especially, it was really surprising that he was able to go into Noir through Droll, because usually that should not happen. But being unlucky, I'm telling you what it is and how it is just being unlucky. So I lost that one game. It happens. If I would have won the dice roll, he didn't have any hand traps going like in game one. So if he would have won the dice roll, we would have won that match. It happens. Game two, the other loss that I had on day one was against Sprite. I won the dice roll. I won the dice roll, and I was like, yo, finally, after all those rounds, I finally win the dice roll, and then I just break. Like, wow. Wow. And I only break um in 2 games. I only break in 2 games out of 11 rounds. Okay, I'm not talking about like complete matches. I'm talking about 2 games only. And if our deck, or in general, if a deck breaks only 2 times, then it's a good deck. It's definitely a good deck. So obviously bricks happen. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just how it is. I heard some stories about some random players that started off with 3 times Albus, Zarnir, and and what was the last one? Like some stupid hands. So shout out to my boy Justin. Like a lot of decks brick. Okay, it's not about just Blackwings bricking, because we are only playing 2 bricks in the deck. Okay, we are only playing 2 bricks in the deck, and if you start a game with 3 times Whirlwind, Bastille, and Raiders Ring, then it's just life. It happens. Okay, um, but I'm fine. 2 times out of 11 rounds breaking is totally fine. Um, so yeah, we lost that 2 games. That was really unfortunately in day one, and then day two I played in round 10 again against Pearly, and I lost the dice roll again. I lost the dice roll again, but I was able to out his Noir this time, thanks to Radiant. I'm playing now Radiant in this deck, but then I couldn't OTK him because he had one Ash that stopped me from going full combo. Otherwise, we would have won also that match. And then, oh shit, game three. I forgot about game three. Game three, I had Joel evenly. He left one card on his field, and that was Summon Limit. And then I lost against Summon Limit. And that's just also just being unlucky. It happens. Okay, it happens. Losing against Floodgates is not a shame. It's not a shame. It happens. And then the last loss that I had was against Kashtira, and was really that was really stupid, because Kashtira is like one matchup that I was looking for. I played previously against Kashtira in round 9. Round 9, I played against Kashtira, and I completely dominated him. I'll go further into that in the deck profile video, and the deck profile when I'm showing off the cards. But round 9 against Kashtira, I won within 5 minutes. So Kashtira is a matchup that I definitely was looking forward. But if you brick so hard that you can't even play and don't even draw a single hand trap, then it happens. It's like I said, I brick 2 times out of 11 rounds it happens. It's unfortunate that it had to happen again in the last round, because if I would have won that game against Cash, it was basically, I could have won it so easily. If I wouldn't have bricked, I could have easily won it. But yeah, it happens. It happens. I could have topped, but it's experience, guys. That's what I'm keep saying. It's experience. And the next, I'm looking for the European Championship right now, and I'm really excited for it. And I feel like we are going to do really well in this championship tournament. So enough talking. Let's go on to the deck profile. Before we start, I want to say a huge shout out to my new sponsor, SmartGuard. In the description below, guys, check it out. With the code CANAC10, you can get 10% off on your purchase. Well, you've probably seen those everywhere before. Every time you purchase anything, every salesman sells it with sends it with these. They're sustainable. They're 99% recycled material. Really good stuff. And in the future, you will see every single purchase wherever you do it with smart cards, because it's just, your cards are safe. You can use it again if you want to sell anything. So good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. Check it out in the description below. And yeah, it protects anything. It doesn't have to be Yu-Gi-Oh cards only. It can be any other cards, but it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. Check it out. Description below. CANAC10. All right, let's go on to the deck profile. So let's start off with 3 times Simoon. Not a surprise. One of the best cards to start with. In general, like I believe this is the best. I know you need like a second Blackwing monster to activate its effect, but in my it's still it's still a 1-card combo if you ask me. So one of the best 1-card combos in general, because this stuff is just crazy. Okay, so yeah, 3 times Simoon. Next up, we have 3 times Zudri. Oh, I want to say the reason why Simoon is also so good is, even on the shifter, you can still summon with only 1 Simoon Dragoon. And against Kashtira, it was just too good, too important. Against Kashtira, having Simoon on your hand on the shifter. Not a lot of decks besides Kashtira and forgot his name. Kashtira and Flunder can play good on the shifter, but Blackwings with 1 Simoon, or in general if you have like any other monsters, work so perfectly fine on the shifter. So we are lucky to have Simoon. Next up, we are playing 3 times Zudri. You guys know what this card does. And don't forget about second effect, man. This second effect also comes in clutch most of the times, where you can just tribute a monster to special summon level 2, tune a token, and then just go on with your combos. So that is really, really nice. Especially like if stuff happens where, for example, your Vata gets booked, then you can just activate Zuji's effect, tribute the Vata, and then just continue with your combos. So that is really, really cool. Next up, we got 3 times Shamal. Some people like to play 2. I don't know why, because this card and Black Whirlwind is full combo. And besides that, if I'm playing Bistiots in this deck, and if you, here for example, where is he? If you have like a Bistio on your hand and Shamal going second, saved my ass a lot of times. I can't even tell how many times, but like going here into full arm master that easy is just really, really cool. So, and there are also another combos here. For example, only 1 Zudri and 1 Magnamut can give you Dragoon on the shifter, because shifter is going to be in the graveyard against against Kashtira. So you can just banish the shifter and then go with Zudri and Magnamut into Dragoon, and that is really, really cool. So yeah. Okay, next up, we are playing 3 times the Father Vata. Also, like insane how good this card is. With him and the Bistard, you can also go into Draco Berserker, or with him and Simoon, I like to go into Draco Berserker a lot of times, going second. Insane stuff. And his effect to go into the Blackwing Dragon by milling Zephyros is so underestimated and so important. So Vata, you have to play 3 times. Then for the one-off Blackwings, we are playing 1 Zephyros, 1 Gale. Also, don't underestimate Gale, man. Don't you ever underestimate Gale. Even his effect to half an opponent's attack is so OP, especially against if you're playing against Evil Twin and they have that tower out with 3000 attack. This card gets the job done. So, or in general against towers, really good. Next up, we got 1 Steam. Steam is now at 3, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary to play Steam at 3. 1 is enough because it's a hard once per duel, and usually if you have like a normal summon, you want to normal summon either Zudri or Shamal or Zephyros. Like only like in situations where you don't have Zudri or Zudri or Zephyros or Simoon on your hand, then you would like to normal summon Steam. But with Prosperity and Small World, we're always going to have access to one of those two free cards, so it's fine to play it as a 1. Then we got 1 Hamilton. Hamilton is also, do not underestimate Hamilton, what he can do, especially like if Y6 can special summon Shamal from the deck, then you can special summon Hamilton from your hand, go into Nothung, activate Shamal's effect to get Zudri back to your hand, and then you can just normal summon again thanks to Nothung. So there are a lot of things that you can do with Hamilton that you should not underestimate. Really nice. Or if you have like one time I bricked with Steam and Hamilton on my hand, and with these two together, I was able to go into either Draco Berserker or go into Y6, summon Zephyros, and then go into I forgot his name, Ball of Savage Dragon. So really nice things that you can do here with these. Yeah, don't underestimate them. Next up, we got Chinook. Also Chinook, not only great to have him to send him to the graveyard with Vata, but also like if you hard draw this card, it's automatically just negate something on your opponent's field. You can negate his red. You can negate Baron de Fleur. You can just, if your opponent has like an Omni negate monster in the field or something like Regulus, yeah, it's just really nice. Chinook is definitely one of the best cards. And then yeah, so those are the one-off Blackwing monsters. Changa is going to be released in 1-2 days, so yeah, he's going to definitely be added to this deck. But don't be surprised if you don't see Changa right now, because in the nationals he was not there yet. And now before we go to the hand traps, yeah, to the spell cards, we got 2 times Black Feather Whirlwind. I think 2 is a perfect ratio because we can search it with Shamal, and you do not want to brick, so 2 is fine. Then we're playing 3 times Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind, like, this card was limited 10 years ago to 1, and there's a reason behind it, because this card is just too insane. When you start with 2 Black Whirlwinds, it's ultimately win. Trust me, because the hand traps are not going to be enough to stop you if you start with 2 Whirlwinds. So that's why we play 3, because we want to see those on our hands. And then yeah, those are the Blackwing spell cards that we have. Then we are playing 3 times Prosperity. Some people like to play Allure of Darkness. I keep telling guys, Prosperity is the way, not only to get consistency going first, where you see the feature match, guys. You seen the feature match where I had to banish 3 cards. If I would have played with Allure of Darkness, I would have lost the game, because I would have to banish 1 dark monster, and if I would have banished 1 dark monster, then I wouldn't be able to search for Simoon with forgot his name, with Small World. So insane. And going second, one game I won thanks to Pot of Prosperity, because I was able to search for Dark Will Known with Pot of Prosperity. So insane card. It's expensive, I know, but it's worth it. Okay, Pot of Prosperity is a must in this deck. And then obviously the only two bricks that we play in the deck are the rank up and Raider's Ring, but it's worth it. If you're playing the strongest going first deck in the format, then it's worth it to play two bricks. It's fine. A lot of decks play bricks. A lot of decks play bricks that you don't want to hard draw. In Brand it's Albus. In I don't know. In Sprite it's Ibli. It happens. But if you have those cards on your deck to search them for, to go into your full combos, then it's worth it. It's only two bricks, okay? So that's fine. And now for the hand traps, we are playing 3 times Ash. Okay, I know, don't laugh about my free Ashes. I'm broke. I can't afford a free secret rest or 3 times the same copy. We got one common, one secret, one gold rare. Yeah, don't don't roast me, guys. Then we are playing 3 times Darkwind no more, and at the beginning I was not sure if I should main these, but in this format these are just too good to not main it. It won me a lot of games against Cash. It won me a lot of games against Sprite, Runic, whatever. So really, really good stuff that you want to have. And yeah, I'll definitely gonna do it again. I'm not regretting it. It's a must in my opinion. And then we are playing 3 times Biscuits. And the reason why I'm playing Biscuits, I have a lot of reasons, okay? First of all, with these 9 cards, where we are we have enough interruptions, like we have interruptions for here Labyrinth, Branded, or most of the other decks. You can always use Ash. Then with Dark Rulers we have we have the interruption, like not interruption, but we can break all the boards besides Labyrinth, besides yeah, all the other meta decks we can break them with Labyrinth, with Dark Rule no one besides Labyrinth or Traptrix, but Traptrix I'm not seeing any Traptrix play, it's fine. Then Magnemut's also great against Dragon Link, against Branded, against Evil Twin, and against Labyrinth also. So, and besides that, it's also good against Sprite to just activate it and then run over their carrots, run over their reds. So that is really, really important to play these. Okay. All right. And now the other reason why I'm playing these are so that we can play this. What is this? You might see 3 small worlds right now and 1 radiant. This is what you may be seeing. What I'm seeing over here is 4 kaijus. And this is the reason why I started to play Radiant again, because first of all, Noctovision was good and is still good if you want to play hand traps like in the main deck, hand traps like Droll, Veiler, Ash, Bell, or Ogre. Then it's great. In the last format, it was a must to play Noctovision, otherwise we didn't have the consistency. But in this format, you playing against Kashtira, you playing against Pearl, you playing against all those decks that have like big towers that you want to get rid of, and therefore it's just those 4 cards come in clutch, really. Obviously we're playing the small worlds to gain consistency, to summon like going first to get Simoon on our hand or Zudri, but going second, the small worlds are now going second, even strong thanks to the Radiant and thanks to the Biscuits, because the Biscuits are the bridge to search for Radiant. Okay, so for example, what I'm talking about here is, let's say you have a Blackwing monster on your hands. Yeah, let's say we got Simoon, okay? We got Simoon and, or maybe not Simoon. Hold up, let's say we got Shamal or any other Blackwing besides Simoon. Then we can bridge into a Bestial and then search for Radiant with Small World. Okay, so banish this from your hand, banish this from your deck, add this to your hand. Okay, and then if you want to search for Simoon though, then you can banish Shamal from your hand, banish Radiant from your deck, and add Simoon to your hand. For the people that don't know how to work with Small World. Okay, so that is really, really cool. Or if you want to like search for a Bestial, then you banish this from your hand, this from your deck, and then search for the Bestial to your hand. Alright, so this is how Small World works in this deck. And I gotta say, like, I did this change in the last couple minutes, and I'm really happy with it. I am really happy with it, and I think I'm gonna keep it in this format. It's just came in so clutch, so clutch. Okay, so respect this, guys. Really respect it. And people are always going like right now. People are going second, always ashing them small well, which is cool if you like want him to bait, because then you can just combo off with Simoon if you have him on your hand. But if they don't ash it, then you can just search for Radiant. So that's yeah. All right. Let's go on with the side deck before we go for the exo deck. For the side deck, I'm playing 3 times Lightning Storm and 1 Feather Duster to break. Basically against Runic, it's sometimes good. Against what else? If even against Pearly, this is also a good side against Pearly, because they always have some limit for some reason. They always have it, so you want to break it with that. And then it's also good against Labyrinth, obviously. So good side cards. I was thinking about maybe playing Cosmic Cyclones, but I don't know, man. If your opponent has 3 cards set, Cosmic Cyclone is most times I don't hit the right card with Cosmic Cyclone, so I'm fine with this. And then we have 3 times Impermanence. In the side, it's weird to see those in the side, but if you're playing against pure Sprite, you need to add those to your deck side, and because you do not want your opponent to EB you again, so you need to imperm the gigantic with that. So the reason why I'm definitely playing free. But in general, it's more to play ball breakers in this current format than hand traps, but against Sprite, ball breakers are not that good, because most times they try to summon Ibli, and you need to stop him from summoning Ibli. And then 3 times Ibli, those also came in clutch, and I'm really happy that I did play them. But if your opponent only leaves 1 card set on his field, which is like summon limit, then you feel like maybe having Cosmic Cyclone would have been better, or like drawing a Feather Dust or Lightning Storm, because yeah, losing against summon limit or floodgates in general hurts too much. Oh, by the way, I actually did destroy once, like, and there can be only one with the Feather Dusters. I think it was against Labyrinth or whatever. So definitely good decision to side those. And then I'm playing 3 Drolls in the side deck. Did not work against Pearly, unfortunately. So that was something that pissed me really off, because he was still able to end up on Noir. But against Dragonlink, it's nice. Against Rika, it's good. It's supposed to be good against against fuck, I forgot his name. Pearly, and also great against Punk. I also see a lot of Punk players. So, or in Runic, against Runic is also really good. And now the last 3 sidecars that I played, 3 times Chaos Hunter. I'm missing 2 right now, because this was something that I decided to play in the last minute. Like in the last minute, I decided to play Chaos Hunter, and I'm so lucky that I did. Unfortunately, I did not play against a single Dragonlink player, but if I would have played against Dragonlink, Chaos Hunter would single-handedly win that game, because Chaos Hunter is just too good. Really, this card completely dominates Kashtira, completely dominates, but only going second. If you go second against Kashtira, it's really good. If you go first against Kashtira, they can just run over it with Fenrir, so maybe not that good. So, but if you're going second against Kashtira, it won't actually win game. When my opponent saw Chaos Hunter, he just automatically just scooped. So it was really good to have Chaos Hunter. And yeah, I'm missing 2 copies because I borrowed them from a friend in the last minute. So yeah, if you're asking, then yeah. Chaos Hunter was really good choice. I'm it's funny, like on the day where I decided for Chaos Hunter, I was looking for some videos, hand trap videos, whatever, and I saw a video from Joshua Schmidt where he said that Chaos Hunter was bad as a hand trap. Like when he did the lit tier list for hand traps and he put Chaos Hunter on the bottom, like on the bottom, and decided it was like one of the worst hand traps. But then I just checked his I just checked his deck list, and he was actually playing one Chaos Hunter in the side deck, and I was like, "Huh? That's really weird. You said it was supposed to be a bad hand trap, but then you're playing yourself one, so that was really funny." But yeah, it was definitely the right decision to play one Chaos Hunter, 3 Chaos Hunters. Okay, this is supposed to be free, and yeah, really good. Also, it's the level 7 monster that you can use to go into Arsenal Falcon. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to the um extra deck cards, because I also have a lot of things to say about my X deck. Okay, we're gonna start off with one Borea Storm, one Northong, best card to win in time. Luckily, I didn't have a single game where we went in time, because I don't know, this time in this tournament, people did not read too many cards from me, so I was actually able to play the game fast. And yeah, usually I go in time because my opponent are just stalling time by reading my cards, and then I have to go into nothing. But this time it was actually pretty cool. So shout out to all my all my opponents for being nice and respectful. So yeah, then we are playing one Raikiri and Joe. Obviously, we're playing those two to go into Arsenal Falcon, but don't underestimate Raikiri, man, for going second, because if you go in second, it's really cool to pop some cards with him, especially like Runic Fountain or other floodgates. Okay, then next up we are playing here one full Armor Master. Insane card, like really. Sky Striker doesn't stand a chance against it if you have Chinook on your hand. The only thing that they have is maybe Axe Code Talker, and if they go into Axe Code Talker, you activate Chinook in the draw phase and the damage step, sorry, then you just basically win the game, because they do not play 2 Axe Code Talkers. Also against Labyrinth, this card won me a game with Chinook, of course. And then playing one Blackwing Dragon. Crazy cards. And it's also really nice to have it when you play Dragoon. Then one Balled Savage Dragon. Yeah. Balled Savage Dragon, you have to play this card because it's always a free summon at the end of your Cat Yuga combo, so it's always a free gift. That's pretty cool. And then we are playing Draco Berserker. Draco Berserker is also really nice, especially going second, so don't you ever underestimate my boy Draco Berserker. Okay, let's put this over here. And then here, one of my favorite cards right now in the deck, Dragoon and Muddy Mud Dragon. First of all, we go into Muddy Mud Dragon with Dragoon or on the shifter. I like to summon first Ball of Savage Dragon on the shifter with Vata and Simoon. And then with Black Feather Weapon, we special summon Vata again, and then go with Vata and Zudri into Muddy Mud Dragon. I don't want to waste my Blackwing Dragon to go into Dragoon on the shifter, so with him and him, we go into Dragoon really easily. And against Kashtira, guys, it's a must, because if you go in second and you're able to break your boat and you're not able to OTK your opponent because he activates shifter, right? You cannot OTK him right now. Summon Dragoon and you should be fine. You should be fine, okay? Negate the birth, depending on if he only has like 1-2 cards left on his hand and he activates birth, negate birth, and then you should be fine, okay? And then, and the other card that you can also negate is Scarecrow, because Scarecrow is the only out for Kashtira to get rid of Dragoon. Like birth or Scarecrow, really important, okay? And then, yeah, it's crazy. In the future match, you didn't see Dragoon because I had to banish it with Prosperity. In general, like if I'm going first, the cards that I like to banish is either against Runic. Okay, if you play against Runic, then these are the cards. Like, it's tough. It's really tough to decide, but you either banish those 3 cards in general, like those 3 going first, or um those three. Sorry, these three. Okay, either these three. But it's most of the times like one of those cards, one of those three cards that you're going to banish. Sometimes it's these three, sometimes it's these three, or sometimes it's those three. So it really depends on your matchup. Okay, if you're playing against Runic, I like to summon Dragoon because they have so many quick spell cards in the draw phase to out your um Kali Yuga in the draw phase. So you want to protect it with Dragoon and Ball Savage Strength. And sometimes people are waiting for you to summon Ball Savage Strength first to Nibiru you. So if you go first into Dragoon, or if they have to Nibiru you before you go into Dragoon, but if they Nibiru you on your Mighty Mod Dragon, you can still end up on Kali Yuga. Okay, so that is why it's so important to have him. So yeah, and there's so many ways to summon Dragoon, like really so many ways. If you brick so hard with your hand, where you only have like Zudri and the Bestial, okay, you only have Zudri and the Bestial, then you can go to Dragoon. Or sometimes you also brick with here something like this and only this. If you start with those two and a Bestial, you can still go into Dragoon. And you always see hands like this, right? You always do. But thanks to Dragoon, it's not a bad bricking hand that much anymore, because one Dragoon wins against Labyrinth, wins against Cash, wins against most of the decks. Okay, so yeah. All right, guys. I hope this deck profile video was informative for you. And oh, one more thing. Huge shout out to here. Huge shout out to Tobias. My man came out and gave me this little gift here, and I really appreciate it. I used it for the whole nationals. Really like this. Thank you so much, my man Tobias. He also making these for like, I think he making like this one full arm master and value for like $5. So Tobias, if you see this, comment in the comments below your link your fuck, I can't speak, I'm so tired, sorry guys. Link your shop in the comment section below, and then everyone can get those awesome field centers. Okay, thank you so much for giving me this free gift. All right, guys, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. And by the way, I want to talk about the future match again. You're wondering what happens. Okay, game 1, he let me go first because obviously he's a Sky Striker player. He let me go first, and this is the best matchup that we can have, especially if the Sky Striker player mains more ball breakers than hand traps. We are good. And he actually had a really good hand in the feature match, going second in game 1, but sadly not good enough against us, right? Because we don't care about ball breakers. We do not care about ball breakers, so that was like a free win. And then going like game 2, it was really unfortunate for him to bricking. He let me go first though. And I started off with 2 evenly, Black Feather Whirlwind, Shamal, and Lightning Storm. Sorry, 2 Lightning Storms, 1 evenly, and Shamal. And then I top decked Simoon. That was insane. That was really insane. And yeah, even if he wouldn't have bricked, and like set some spells, normals, like one of his Sky Striker monsters, evenly Lightning Storm ultimately wins. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. If you want to know how to side against those decks, then you can become a patron. Check out the new videos I've already uploaded over there. Or if you want to see the new deck profile that I'm currently working on with Shanga being back and also preparing for the European Championship, then also become a patron, guys. It's worth it. It's really worth it. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Please take care, and bye bye. Bye bye.